The stained glass windows for the Cafe Gandolfi in Glasgow. This project for the Cafe Gandolfi in Glasgow was commissioned in 1983 by the then owner Ian Mackenzie. When he originally asked me to consider making some windows for the building, he had the lower areas of the main windows in mind. His first thoughts were to make a row of Capuchin monks and an espresso Art Deco train. At that time, a good cappuccino was a rare event in Glasgow. I suggested that the light in the upper part of the windows would be better, and positioning something up there would be good. I can't remember exactly how it came about, but the phrase "a flock of birds" appeared somewhere in the conversation. The resulting work is called "A Flock of Fishes." The cafe has been running since the early 1980s and has remained largely the same. The furniture throughout the cafe was made by the late Tim Stead. The furniture was already there when I began working. While I lived in Glasgow, I would go to the Cafe Gandolfi usually for breakfast 2 or 3 times a week. The window on the left-hand side was made in 1984. At that time, I was still teaching part-time in the Glasgow School of Art, and this section was made in my little studio there. At the time when I made this work, it was the limit of my technical ability. It was such a lovely project to work on, and I remember giving the fish various names. Mainly they were named after members of the Tory government at the time. There was a Norman Tebbitfish, a Geoffrey Howfish, Malcolm Rifkind, and so on. As soon as the windows were installed, they became popular. They looked immediately as though they had always been there. The second part was made in 1987. Ian asked me to make something for the other side, and we decided that I should make a second flock, this time in motion. These windows are probably one of my best known works. Over the years, they must have been seen by hundreds of thousands of people. I am still immensely fond of them and of the cafe. I almost always go there at least once when I'm in Glasgow. This section also has some characters. I think of these two as sweet and sour, and these as the twins. And this little guy became known as the single fish. This has a special meaning in Glasgow.